Hey there! Whether you're a math whiz or just need a quick brush up, we're going to do a super fast run-through of rational numbers. So let's just dive right in. Okay, first things first, take a look at these numbers. You've got a fraction, a negative whole number, and a decimal. Now they might look pretty different on the surface, but they all share this one core identity in the math world. Any guesses what that is? If you were thinking rational numbers, you nailed it. Basically, any number that you can write as a fraction, well, it gets to be in the club. Today, we're just going to quickly revisit the simple rules that tell us how they all play together. To get started, we've got to have a solid foundation, right? And when we're talking about rational numbers, that foundation is all about understanding the signs. Positive and negative. If you can get this down, trust me, everything else gets so much easier. So check this out. When you're multiplying or dividing, the rule is ridiculously simple. There are only two possible outcomes. If the signs are the same, like two positives or two negatives, your answer is always going to be positive. If the signs are different, the answer is always negative. That's it. That's the whole rule. Burn this one into your brain. It's your first key. So what's next? Well, we've got addition and subtraction, which have their own special requirement you have to deal with before you can even think about solving the problem. And here's the deal. It doesn't matter if you're adding or subtracting fractions, you just can't do anything until the bottom numbers, the denominators, are exactly the same. Think of it like this. You have to be working with pieces of the same sized pie. So for example, you can't just add 2/3 and 1/6. It won't work. First, you have to turn 2/3 into a fraction that has the same denominator, which is 4/6. Now that they match, you just add the top numbers. 4 plus 1 is 5, and boom, our final answer is 5/6. And it's the exact same logic for subtraction. To solve 3/4 minus 2/5, we need a number that both 4 and 5 go into. 20 works. So we turn them into 15/20 and 8/20, and now we can just subtract the top numbers. 15 minus 8 is 7. Our answer, 7/20. All right, now for what I like to call the main event, multiplication and division. Multiplication is awesome. It's super direct. But division has this clever little twist that, once you see it, makes it just as simple. See, multiplying fractions couldn't be easier. You just multiply straight across. Top times top, bottom times bottom. So 1 times 3 is 3, and 2 times 4 is 8. And hey, remember our sign rules? A negative times a positive is a negative. So the answer is -3/8. No common denominators, none of that. And this brings us to that classic question that trips so many people up. I'm sure you've heard it a million times. Just flip and multiply when you divide fractions. But why? Why does that even work? What's really going on there? Well, the secret is this idea called the reciprocal. The reciprocal is just whatever number you need to multiply something by to get 1. And for fractions, it's super easy. It's literally just the flipped version. The reciprocal of, say, 2/3 is just 3/2. This little idea is the key that unlocks all of fraction division. Here's the most important part. Dividing by a number is the exact same thing as multiplying by its reciprocal. So let's walk through this. We have 5/6 divided by -1/3. First, we flip that second fraction to get its reciprocal, which is -3/1. Then, we switch the operation from division to multiplication. And now, it's just an easy multiplication problem. 5 times -3 is -15. 6 times 1 is 6. The answer is -15/6. See? It's not a magic trick. It's just looking at the same problem in a much easier way. Okay, theory is one thing, but let's make sure all of this stuff is really sticking. I grabbed a couple of questions right from the source material for a quick little pop quiz. You ready? All right, first one. What's -30 divided by 6? Just think back to that very first rule we talked about, the rules of the signs. The answer is -5. Why? Because you have a negative divided by a positive. The signs are different, so the answer has to be negative. And 30 divided by 6 is 5. Simple as that. Nice work. Okay, next question. This one is testing that key idea from the last section. What is the reciprocal of the fraction 2/19? Yep, you got it. It's 19/2. You just flip the top and the bottom. Perfect. Now, before we summarize, there was one more thing from the source material to share. This quote was included in the original lesson as a bit of encouragement, so we're including it here to make sure we're fully representing the source. So let's wrap this up with the 3 big takeaways. Number 1, the rules of signs are your absolute foundation. Number 2, addition and subtraction need that common ground, the common denominator. And number 3, division is really just multiplication in disguise, all thanks to the reciprocal. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? We just saw how a few really simple rules can bring order to a whole branch of mathematics. It kind of makes you wonder, what other huge, complex systems out there, in science, in society, are also built on just a few surprisingly simple ideas? Something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.